Good evening, YouTube. Jack Vader here alongside Mando. Getting through the holidays here. Hope everybody had a good one. I know we did. Going to do a video tonight, a little bit different. We're going to do a game room tour. Something we've been wanting to do for a while. So tonight I'd like to welcome you into my game room. We're going to go through my game room slash toy room slash display room, whatever you want to call it, your man cave, so to speak. So, all right, man, without any further ado, let's get into it.
Yeah.
Come on over here. So starting with over here with the shelves, go ahead and start with the top shelf. I got a lot of different things that I'm into, okay? So with this shelf is just some of the open figures I got with the WWE, WWF, what do you want to call that? I call it WWF because I'm a little bit older, but it's transitioned to WWE, got some WCW stuff. And so I got a lot of open stuff. Okay, on the next shelf here, I got the Legend Scale Transformers. These are third party, okay? They're made by Magic Square mostly and New Age. They're two of my favorite companies. So this will be the Decepticon shelf, and I'll have an Autobot shelf we're gonna hit in a little bit. Okay, sliding on down. Okay, growing up, my number one influence in wrestling was James Hellwig, AKA the Ultimate Warrior. He did not have a long run, but he had a memorable one, and his physique is what brought me into the sport of bodybuilding, and it also brought me into wrestling. It was just unreal. You know, he was like a cartoon, man, like Stan Lee drew him out of thin air. So he was one of my favorites. So he gets his own shelf, and I try to get as many Ultimate Warriors as I possibly can. Okay, coming on down to the next shelf. Just more guys from that era, okay? A lot of these guys you'll remember from the Superstars wrestling game and the arcade and WWE video games from that era. But just the guys from that era. A lot of these guys I've met. Some of the stuff in the background you're going to see is actually autographed. You know, I met Scott Hall before he passed. I got Jake Roberts. $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase, so Sergeant Slaughter, a lot of guys. I like to go to the cons a lot. Sliding down to the next shelf, and just more guys from that era. All right, come on back over to the top shelf again. Here's just a mix of just different stuff I got. Like that Sergeant Slaughter is G.I. Joe San Diego Comic-Con exclusive, but I actually got that signed by Slaughter, so that's why that's out. This Ninja Turtle here was my son's favorite toy when he was a kid. It was just it's a little wind-up turtle, so always kept on to it. Same thing with the Hell Dog, the Hellhound. He thought that was cool. So I got a couple Masterpiece Transformers sitting out, and I got just stuff that just makes me happy. That reminds me of stuff. Okay, sliding on to the next shelf. This will be the Autobot Legend Scale Transformers, mostly Magic Square. You're going to see some doubles where I couldn't figure out what I wanted. Like I got the New Age Jazz over here. Also got the Magic Square Jazz over here. Same thing with the Optimus Primes. I just, man, sometimes they both make a good figure, so you just get both of them, you know. So that'll be the Autobot side. I need to get back into it. The Star Wars kind of sidelined me there. But I think the Jetfire just came out, so I need to get back into it. Come on down to the next shelf. Just like, again, more guys from that era. And I got the Road Warriors. I thought those guys were awesome growing up. Just guys that I grew up with. And slide on to the next shelf. Same thing, more of that. And then down to the bottom shelf, that will be a Sergeant Slaughter Ultimate Sergeant Slaughter that I got autographed when I met him at the Comic-Con. All right, come on up. Let's get a wide shot here. This is just some of my video game collection here. PS4, PS3, PS2. Just a lot of stuff I got in box. I haven't had a chance to play just yet, but I collect a lot more than I actually play. But I try to pick them up. You know, anytime you get a decent sale somewhere at GameStop or something, you know, I always try to pick up some of the ones that I like, because you never know when you want to play them. You always want those hard copies. All right, and slide on down over here. I got some open figures. I got some open vehicles. You got the Razor Crest. I'm going to go into some in-depth reviews on some of these bad boys at some point. But right now I just got them sitting on the shelf. I got the AT-AT down there. We just opened that bad boy up the other day. That's the Empire Strikes Back version, the Hoth version. So we're having some fun with that bad boy. Hop on down, son. Let me get the shot of this case. So we got the IKEA Deltoff starting at the top. I got the Millennium Falcon up there. So another one that we got to us, the Smuggler's Run version of the Millennium Falcon. We're gonna have to do a more in-depth review on that. Sliding on down, you got the Vader shelf, And then I just got a bunch of figures sitting out. We're still trying to figure this out. I got another Delta we're going to put together. So once we put that thing together, we're going to spread it around a little bit better. But this is just some stuff I got in there. I got some TIE fighters at the bottom. Got them mixed in with the Lego. And I'm doing a lot of the vintage collection. Okay, so get a shot over here to the arcades. So growing up, in the 80s and the 90s, I was big into the arcades. I started collecting them, so the real arcades, and I have a bunch of those. And I got that's a different story. But that transition to when the arcade one-ups came out. The arcade one-ups came out. It was like a revelation to me. So I was able to get a bunch of these arcade one-ups, and these two over here actually had modified. So I got emulators in them, and I got all kind of different things going on with the emulators doing different systems and video games. So, for instance, this one here, you can go from the arcades, you can go to the Atari, I mean, it's Dreamcast. It's got everything. So it's just a lot going on. If you don't want to get bored, these other ones only got like 3 or 4 different games on them, but it fills up the game room, and that's a problem I'm having is I'm starting to run out of room. Okay, sliding over here, these are just some of the boxes to the vehicles that we're going to review. They're piling up faster than we can get stuff reviewed. Go up here, Scott Hall, Razor Ramon, back in like I said, back in the early 90s. He was one of my favorites, and I had a chance to meet him before he passed. So he's one of my favorites, and I just got this excellent shot of him entering the ring as his character, Razor Ramon. Okay, guys, just come on back this way. Over here, I have my television set. I got a 65 on the wall here. This is for the game room, and I got almost every system imaginable. I got the Wii, I got Super Nintendo, I got Genesis, I got Dreamcast, I got Saturn, Super Nintendo 64, or Nintendo 64, Super Nintendo, different system. But all these systems, a lot of them got emulators. A lot of them, like the Dreamcast, I have a SD card upgrade in it, so I can just play all the games on the SD card, but on the actual hardware. So pretty much every console game that you ever want to play, I pretty much would probably have, or I could get a hold of. Okay, on this side of the game room, just again, more stuff from my childhood. I remember when this arcade came out, it was just a big deal. Pretty simple by today's standards, but man, this thing was awesome when it came out. And with the way the arcade one-up does these, it gives that look of the original cabinet. So I went ahead and just picked one up, man. It looks good in the game room. Next to it is one of my favorite systems, the Neo Geo. This was an actual system you could have at home in the 90s, man. It was serious. I remember, the only thing I remember of this was the cartridges were $200, and it was just, no one had one, it was, but you could buy one and play this at home, and multiple arcades would have these, and they would have the different arcade cartridges in there. So for instance, you could come up in there and it would have 4 games. You could put the quarters in and pick one of 4 games. This one has, I want to say, 50 games in it. It's not Arcade One-Up, but it's another company, but it's pretty much the same thing, and it's just got the Neo Geo games only on there. So pretty cool little system. And then over here on this side of the game room, we have the X-Men 4-player. Growing up, there was a 6-player cabinet as well, and that thing was awesome. I wish the Arcade One-Up would have done that with the 2 screens. But this one's cool, and just one of my favorites growing up, so not really too much to talk about on that one. If you was in the arcades in the 90s, you would have remembered this one. The Golden Axe, this one I probably bought because when my son was first playing game, he was like 3 or 4 years old. I had an emulator, and we were playing Golden Axe, the original Golden Axe arcade, and that was one of the first games where he could understand. Mando, come over. We're talking about Golden Axe. Tell him about what you remember when we first started playing Golden Axe.
I remember that I would always say, the next part of our crest on the next level.
So when we get to the end of the level, they would have a little animation. They would draw a little map, and they said, let's go with the next part of the quest. So you remember that. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, that was one of our earliest games. So when they came out with this Arcade One-Up, I absolutely had to pick it up. And then this one here it was one of my favorites coming up as well. The fighting genre brought back the arcades. So between Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat, they were the two best fighting games available. And Mortal Kombat 2 Arcade 1-Up has all three of the original Mortal Kombat arcades. So no brainer picking this one up. There's some more that came out, like the Dragon's Lair, but like I said, I'm running out of room, guys. So I don't know, man. Maybe I might be able to pick up one more, but it's got to be like one that I really want, or I have to get rid of one or do something. But come on around. So that's the tour of the game room, the lair, guys. I hope everybody's having a good holiday, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you have any questions on any of the stuff that's in here, the arcades or the figures or anything, just please leave a comment in leave a question in the comment section. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already. May the force be with you.